I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal for how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fans on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who we caught up in using what I was taught with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawn. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Horne. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, outcasted like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place B. What's good? It's your man's Uncle Freezy, number one chief rocker in Knicks universe. Welcome to the Knicks Morning Drive. Blue tears, orange tears, blorange tears. Bim, let's go. Let's go. I got some stuff for y'all this morning, man. I can't wait. But throw your hands in the air and wave them like you just don't care. And if you got some loot and a single juicy fruit, somebody say, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Scream. Let's go. Let's go. Y'all thought we was going to take vacations and stuff. It's the off season. The Knicks had a bad season. Y'all thought we was going to be like, you know what? I think I'm going to take some time off. And then, nah. Knicks is life. And I know how you, I know, and I can speak, and I know it's supposed to be Knicks are life. But this thing right here is life. Let me get, I'm so excited, man. Let me. Yeah, man, Knicks is life. Let's go. Knicks is life. Let's go. Y'all know why we here. Y'all know why we here. We here to talk Knicks. And I ain't getting ready to analyze y'all to death. Hit y'all with real stats and obscure stuff. We here to be exactly what we are. We passionate Knicks fans, and we gonna speak and talk in a passionate way. Bim. Bim. Let's go. Let me start shouting at my people, man. Mr. Vince is in the building. What's good? Chef NYK is in the building. What's good with you? Pudge Nice. What's happening? Aunt Dub in the building. What's good? Let's go. Let's go. Let's get it. I got a couple things that I want to talk to y'all about specifically, but then wherever the conversation go after that, man, I don't care. I don't care. I got a couple specific stuff I want to talk to y'all about, and whatever go on after that, man, we go where we go. Knicks is life. Let's go. L Train is in the building. Kendall Rivera, what's good, Mr. Rivera? What's happening? Danny Lee is in the building. Knicks is life. Bama, let's go. Early this morning, he rocking his Knicks stuff. Let's go. Let's go. E. Gibson in the building. What's good? What's good? Knicks is life. Let's go. Let's go. Yo, let me start off with a quote by the great American poet Grand Puba, who says, now a lot of people think this is easy as it look. Books and books, around concepts and hooks. Session and session. Oh, I'm sorry. Stressing and stressing. I mean, session and session. Yeah, I get what I'm saying. I go session and session to get thoughts manifested, stressing and stressing to hit the world with a blessing. When I try to do it fast, bro, I never get it right. When I try to do it fast, I never get it right. Subliminal 209 is in the building. Check out my man Swag back here on the bear. Subliminal 209, that's my guy. That's my dude right there. Right? That's my dude right there. Right? That's my man's. Right? But listen, I am so fortunate to be in a situation where I get to rock with y'all just about every day. Right? I'm fortunate. Right? I'm blessed. And I understand that. Right? And so let me read a quote by the great American poet CeeLo Green. CeeLo says, it's such a blessing when my eyes get to see the sunrise. I'm ready to begin, to get further away from where I've been, but I'll never forget everything I've been through. I appreciate that ish. Because if I had went and took the easy way, I wouldn't be the strong brother that I am today. Everything that I did, different things I was told, just ended up being food for my soul. Bim, bim, bim. Let's go. Marcus is in the building. What's good? King Ribby is in the building. Right? Let me do a tip off right quick because I got something that I want to say to everybody, and I don't know if everybody will agree. Right? I don't think everybody will agree, but at the same time, y'all will understand. Yo. So the Knicks can accomplish a couple of different things in a couple of different ways, right? We can accomplish a couple of different things in a couple of different ways. What we want to do this offseason is make positive steps in a positive direction. We want to make steps in a positive direction. Right? We want to make steps in the right direction. See, what we don't want to do is walk around in a circle. Like that old Atlantic Star song, Circles. Circles. Circle. We don't want to do that. We don't want to do that this offseason. Right? We don't want to march in place. Mark time march. You just marching in a mark time march. You just marching in place. You ain't going nowhere. You don't want to do that. Especially when you have resources, right? When you have resources, you don't want to do that. So what I'm alluding to, but speaking directly to at the same time, is do something with your resources. That's what I'm getting at. Do something with your resources. And I know y'all like, Uncle Freezy, get to it, get to the point. Hold on, we're gonna be here for a while. Calm down. We're gonna be here for a while. We ain't in a rush. We ain't in a rush. Calm down. We'll be here for a while. You know what I mean? You know? We'll be here for a while. Right? I think we got, say, a couple of hours or so. We had to move vibes and stuff back some, so we're not doing vibes and stuff maybe till later on. I ain't in a rush to go nowhere. You know what I'm saying? I mean, except clean up puppy poo. That's about it. But let's talk about these Knicks. Let me first start by asking y'all, about the priority on this roster. What is the most important thing that should be solved this offseason? Is it moving an unhappy Julius Randle? Is that the priority? Is Randle really unhappy with the team, the franchise, or was he unhappy with the season he was having? Is Julius Randle unhappy with the season he was having or unhappy with the franchise? Right? I'm here to tell you that that JR, and I don't know him personally, but I think I kind of know him a little bit just by his actions and the way he talked and the way he moved, that Julius Randle is not unhappy with the Knicks or unhappy with the roster. He is unhappy that you make the playoffs one year, you get a taste of it, and then the next year you go back to what you were used to. You feel me? Julius Randle, and I'm speaking for Julius Randle even though I don't know him. I'm speaking for Julius Randle even though I don't know him. I'm telling you that Julius Randle's whole body language thing, whole bad attitude thing, whole all that stuff thing was not about him being a bad person or him hating the fans or him hating the roster or him not accepting a certain role and blah, 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 blah. It was more about you come from being a lottery bust guy, not making the playoffs, to a guy that's the king of New York, make the playoffs, and then the next season you go back to that guy. Right? You go back to that guy. Right? And then the funky thing about him going back to that guy is they went out to get him help, tried to change his role, and everything backfired. So you say, hey, Randle, you're not really a number one. You're really a number 2.5. We're going to bring in some guys to help you. And you bring in those guys, and you back in the lottery. So instead of riding the gravy train, instead of running it back, instead of the 2021 roster, instead of running that back with small improvements, we went in another direction. Right? And now Julius Randle looks inefficient. The team doesn't make the playoffs. And people are pointing the finger at Julius Randle as the star. See, before when his teams were trash, they didn't point the finger at Randle because Randle was just a guy. Now, when things went sideways, instead of pointing the finger at everybody, they point the finger at Randle. They point the finger at Randle because he was the guy in the playoff year, and now he should be the guy for the blame in the non-playoff year. Right? And so, am I laying it down for Julius Randle? Yes. JR, you my guy. I ain't gonna front. Right? Does Tibbs deserve some credit for some blame? Yes. But if you blame Tibbs for this season, you got to give him credit for last season. Knicks fans don't want to do that. Knicks fans, we don't want to do that for some reason. Right? We don't want to do that. So now this offseason here, you got to do something. Right? Because you can't say either or. It can't be salt or pepper. You know what I'm saying? It can't be salt and pepper now. It can't be like, well, it was salt one year and pepper the other year, and now we just gonna mix salt and pepper together and say, no. Like one of my best YouTube friends on the whole planet, Sergeant Knicks, aka G-Man for Life, says you have to pick a direction and go. He and I came up with that one night. One night we was on the Knicks at Night podcast, and we was like, but they want to do this and they want to do that. And I was like, G-Man, you know what we should do? Pick a direction and go. And G-Man was like, bongo. That is what we need to say. So from here on out, every time, pick a direction and go. Pick a direction and go. None of this. I'm bringing in these veterans. Evan Fournier was a value. Kemba Walker was a value. We had Alec Burks is a valuable veteran on one side of your mouth. And then on the other side of your mouth, we have 10 players, 24 years old and younger. We like the potential of these young guys. We want to build towards the future. Wait a minute. Fournier was a value. Taj Gibson is an incomparable leader. You love Derrick Rose's leadership. Alec Burks is a Swiss Army knife that will do anything for the team. Nerlens Noel will sell out his body on one side of your mouth. And then on the other side, we have 10 players 24 years old or younger. And we have to be patient. We have to build towards the future. And then at the same time, you say, well, there are only a handful of guys that are 20, 10, and 5. And Julius Randle, despite the efficiency or non-efficiency, it's tough to be 20, 10, and 5. What are we saying? We're saying a whole lot of stuff. We're saying Julius is a great player. We're saying we have a bunch of incomparable veterans we're fortunate to have. We're also saying we have 10 guys on the roster, 24 years old or younger, and we believe in their potential, right? And at the same time, we're saying we want to establish a culture. But you never said what the culture is. And you've been here for 2 years, officially for 2 years. Yeah, you've probably been here for about 2.5 years. Because the rumor before Leon Rose officially had the job, he was here. We knew Leon Rose had the job because we all heard the rumors of he has to divest himself of all these things that has to do with agencies and blah, 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 before he can officially take the job. That means his ass was here. That means he was here. Because he ain't going to, trust me. And this is for y'all too. Y'all not going to divest yourselves of all of your resources and worth to potentially take another job unless you know that job is in the bag. Don't get it twisted. Like CWC is not going to get rid of all his possessions in hopes of getting another job. He's going to be a CWC going to be like, hell no, that job got to be guaranteed before I get rid of all my stuff. Y'all know that. Andy was good. Hector was good. Hector, I seen the joint. The joint going to be fire, bro. Shout out to, I'm sorry. I need to start using screen names. Sometimes I get excited, man. I get excited and I start, I get head over heels sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I get hit over here sometimes. So I got to start calling people by these screen names. Hey, Hector, I'm just glad to see you, bro. I'm sorry. Project Nerd HQ. Project Nerd HQ got a new project coming out. So I said all of that stuff to say this. I said all that to say this. pick a direction and go. Leon Rose, you know this is year 3. On a 5-year deal, you only get 4 years. Right? Right? On a 5-year deal, you only get 4 years. Sorry, that's just the way it go. On a 5-year deal, you get 4 years to prove yourself. Because in that 4th year, if you ain't doing nothing, they looking for your replacement. So when that 5th year come, they can get rid of you. Right? Here, so I have something to offer y'all. I got something to offer. Right? I worked on it for a little bit and I shouldn't have, but I did. In the offseason, all I really want to bring is energy. I don't want to bring research and analytics. I don't want to beat numbers to death. I don't want to do that. I don't want to mine numbers in the offseason. It's ridiculous, in my opinion. In my opinion, the offseason is for us to get together and chop it up about what we saw with our eyes. During the season, we can do numbers, strategies, and all that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Soulfinger, what's good? Soulfinger, I missed you Saturday, bro. Well, I miss you kind of every day. In a real masculine way. Yeah, man. So here's the thing that I want you to consider. Knicks fans, this is what I want you to consider, okay? This is what I want you to consider. I want you to consider this. Let me see if I can find something. Let me see if I can find something here. This is what I want you to consider. I want you to consider this. Right? This is what I want you to consider. Consider Malcolm Brogdon. Right? Consider Malcolm Brogdon. So for his career, he's about 16-5. He's about 16-5. You know what I'm saying? And what it does is it solves the point guard issue. This is what I want you to do. Consider that. And also consider that his agent, Austin Brown, is from CAA. Easy. He's a CAA client. This is easy. Right? Consider this. Right? All right. So also what I want you to consider is this. Consider this. Consider this. And his agent is Mark Bartelstein. Consider that. Right? I want you to consider Brogdon Beal. Right? Right? I want you to consider both, right? And now I want you to consider them together in New York. I want you to consider both of these players in New York at the same time. A backcourt of Malcolm Brogdon, Bradley Beal. Notice he dropped the mic. Notice he dropped the mic. I didn't really drop it. I really put it down because I can't afford to be paying for microphones all the time. So I didn't really drop it. I placed it just real hard. Look like. Consider a backcourt of Malcolm Brogdon and Bradley Beal. DeRoss was good. Almighty Finesse is in the building. Ken BX was good. Here's the thing. Consider them together. Consider them together. Yo, Jay Boogie is in the building. Jay Boogie was good. Jay Boogie is my brother, like my older brother. You know what I'm saying? He only got me by a couple years, like, you know what I'm saying? But that's my guy. Shout out to Jay Boogie, man. Make sure y'all, everything Jay Boogie do, man, make sure y'all come through and check it out. Y'all ain't got no other choice but to support, because once y'all hear it, y'all gonna know it's dope. You know dope when you see it. You know dope when you hear it. Check out all Jay Boogie stuff. You ain't got no other choice. You're going to be compelled to support, because you know dope when you see it. You know dope when you hear it. Shout out to my mans. Danny Lee asked a good question. What are we giving up? Uncle Freezy just happened to be prepared. What are we giving up in a Malcolm Brogdon trade? I'm glad you asked. Danny Lee. On point as usual. Yo, Free Keith is in the building. What's good? Yo, I got to get a mixing board so I can get an air horn. Because I do the air horn like the Fat Boys. Yo, I got to get me a mixing board. I'm going to get one, man. I got to get one, man. I got to get one. I got to upgrade this computer, though. So this is what we give up. You see it on the screen. Y'all see it. The Indiana Pacers. Y'all see it. The Indiana Pacers get Julius Randle, Nerlens Noel, Quentin Grimes, Emmanuel Quickley, and a 2023 second-round pick or two, right? Notice there's no first-round pick included in this deal, right? Because not only do they get a valuable draft pick, but they get two young players and a former All-Star. So not only do you get, they get Randle, Grimes, Quickley, a draft pick, and Nerlens Noel. They get two young players and a draft pick and a power forward. Randle goes to a small market, right? And then we get an injury-prone but yet good point guard and a flawed center. Tone Wu's in the building. What's good? And I know Knicks fans are going to be like, but I love Quentin Grimes. And with me, one of my heartstrings is going in the deal. Julius Randle is one of my heartstrings, right? But to get Malcolm Brogdon, to get Miles Turner, you have to give up something. So for all you Homer Knicks fans out there that think you're going to get something for nothing, this ain't the live stream for you, right? The something for nothing stuff is what we'll talk about when basketball is completely dead, right? When basketball is around June 1st, when basketball is completely dead, for us, then we'll talk about the something for nothing stuff. Right? Something for nothing? Yeah, we'll talk about that later. We'll talk about that in September or something. Yo, we need to get something for nothing. Nah, we'll talk about that in September when ain't nothing going on. Right? Right? But we give up. And so here's the thing. You have to give up young talent to get these flawed players from the Pacers. Right? And the reason why is because Randle and Noel's value is not what it was this season. It's not the same as it was at the end of last season. At the end of last season, you wouldn't have had to include young players or draft picks, probably, maybe another player. Right? But Randall's value is not the same. Noel's value is not the same. Right? Stop thinking about this like Gilligan's Island. You're not going to get something for nothing. You got to give up something in order to get something. Right? And you're not going to get an upgrade at center and at point guard by offering up your trash. They're not taking Jericho Sims and Derrick Rose for Malcolm Brogdon. Stop it. They ain't taking Kemba Walker and they ain't taking Kemba Walker and Cam Reddish for Malcolm Brogdon. Stop. All right, stop. Collaborate and listen. You know what I'm saying? Listen. They're not gonna take trash for their treasure. You have to pay to play. You have to. You're not gonna be able to take assets. You're not gonna be able to take trashy assets from your roster and trade them to another team for their best player. Stop it. You're gonna have to give up some stuff. You're gonna have to give up some stuff. Right? And I know y'all love Randle, and I know y'all love Quickly, right? I know y'all love Randle, and I know y'all love Quickly, right? But in order to get something from another team, you have to give up something valuable. You just have to. Oh, he just happened to have a Washington Wizards trade. Imagine that. Imagine that, having a Washington Wizards trade offer on deck for Bradley Beal. Look at this. From the Wizards, the New York Knicks get Bradley Beal, Kyle Kuzma, and Ish Smith. Right? Why do we want Kyle Kuzma? We don't want Kyle Kuzma. We don't. Right? Why do we get Ish Smith? Because we need a point guard after this. Some type of point guard backup, some type of backup point guard after this. Because in this deal, to get Bradley Beal, you are giving up the 2023 first, the Knicks first, the 2023 first from Dallas, Cam, Miles, Kemba, Sims, Rose, Fournier. Right? You got to pay in order to play. It's just how it works. It's just how it works. It's just how it works. That's how the game goes. In order to get Bradley Beal, this is what you will have to give up. Those two first. Cam, Sims, McBride, young talent, and then salary match. Kemba, Fournier, Walker. You have to give this stuff up. You have to give it up in order to match salary. You got to. You got to. That's just how the game goes. Right? Or, and I'm going to pull this down, right? I'm going to pull this down. Or your point guard rotation next year can be Kemba, Derrick Rose, Miles McBride, Emmanuel Quickly. Right? So listen to this. I'm gonna put this in the chat and I'm gonna pin it. Okay. I'm gonna put this in the chat and I'm gonna pin it. Hold on for me. Hold on. I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna have it scroll at the bottom. After we do these two deals, this is what your starters are gonna look like. So for all of y'all bashing the trades, look at what your starters will look like. Just bear with me. Bear with me, y'all. All right. I'm going to scroll this at the bottom of the screen, right? Now, take that. Everybody that bashed the trade, look at this starting five. Your guards are Malcolm Brogdon, Bradley Beal. Your small forward is RJ Barrett. Your power forward is Obi Toppin. And your center is Miles Turner. Bim. Now, you bashed your trades, but look at your starting five. You bashed your trades, but look at your starting five. Brogdon, Beal, Barrett, Obi, and Miles Turner. Right? You bashed the trade, but look, you put a killer bees out there. Brogdon, Beal, and Barrett. You got your killer bees out there, right? And your bigs are Toppin and Turner. Right? Right? You got your killer bees. Brogdon, Beal, and Barrett. You got your killer bees. You want to rumble with the bees, huh? Okay. All right. You got your killer bees, right? Brogdon, Beal, and Barrett. And your bigs are Obi Toppin and Miles Turner. I'm giddy. I'm giddy. I'm giddy. Yo, I ain't even gonna lie to you. I ain't even gonna hold you. And here's the thing. For the most part, in both of these deals, you got rid of the players that you don't like. The only player that I think there's a consensus on most people like is Grimes. The only player that everybody likes out of all of this is Grimes. You traded Quickly, Grimes, McBride, Reddish. You got rid of most of the young talent, but for the most part, you kept most of your draft picks. Right? Think about that. And I see you, CWC. CWC. I understand what you're saying about the bench, right? Really? Though? Is that what you are not gonna you are gonna not get the killer bees because you worried about the bench? Classic Knicks. That's LOL Knicks right there. I don't want to put the killer bees together because I'm worried about the bench. Free Keith is like, yo, but what about the bench? What the bench? What about my bench? What about him? What about the bench? That's the reason why we don't have stars now, is because we want cats coming off the bench. We don't want a playoff team because we worried about the doggone bench. We don't want a playoff team because we worried about the bench. We don't want a Bradley Beal. We cried about losing 20-point leads. But the 20-point lead, we lost games because we gave up so many 20-point leads. And you go get guys that are veterans, that have been in the playoffs, that have been through wars, that know how to take care of leads and take care of runs. But we worried about the bench. We worried about Quentin Grimes. We worried about Jericho Sims. Man, y'all serious? Are y'all serious? Man, y'all serious right now? All the stuff y'all complain about all year long gets taken care of in these two trades. All the stuff Knicks fans whined about. Uncle Freezy, let me talk, Uncle Freezy. I got something to say, Uncle Freezy. We gave up a 20-point lead, Uncle Freezy. Now you do a trade. You do two transactions that take care of that, and y'all worried about Jericho Sims, Miles McBride. Y'all pinning y'all heart to Quentin Grimes. He y'all savior, St. Quentin. Really? Is that what we doing? You got Bradley Beal, Malcolm Brogdon, and RJ Barrett. You got the killer bees. You got Obi free to do what he want now as the starter. Complain on Obi need more minutes, Uncle Freezy. Now we cleared the way for Obi to get more minutes and to have a lane to the basket because he got a stretch five. Ain't that what CWC said? Oh man, we need a stretch five, Uncle Freezy. We need a stretch five. Now you got your stretch five, and we talk about the bench. This team is a playoff team. This team is a playoff team. No matter what we say, no, we complained all year. Oh, Uncle Freezy, we need a stretch five, Uncle Freezy. RJ can't go to the rim because Mitch is the paint be clogged up. Now you get Brian. Now you get, not only do you get a point guard, but you get a stretch five in the same deal, and you go get your certified bucket getter. And we talk about the bench. All right, I'm gonna put the link in the chat so we can get busy, y'all. I just put the link in the chat so that we can get busy. But I just want y'all to look at this. Look at this. We complained about Evan Fournier, right? We complained about Fournier. We complained about Kemba, right? We complained about Cam. His motor. So we take all of that. We traded away for Bradley Beal. And now we're like, but. Yeah. And also, Duke, a great point. Great point. I would love to have Mitch come off the bench. I would love to have Mitch, period. I would love to see Mitch and Miles Turner battle it out in practice to see who the starter. I would love to see Mitch and Miles Turner in practice every day, battling it out to see who the man is going to be. Right? Right? I would love to see that. I would love to see that. I would love to see that. Right? In order for us to take the next step, we have to take the resources that we have to make a bold move. Do your bold move. Make your bold move. Stop being scared, Knicks fans. Knicks fans, stop being afraid. What are you afraid of, Knicks fans? Other organizations make bold moves. The Miami Heat signed Victor Oladipo because he felt like he could add something to their culture, and he contributed really nothing. And they paid him $20-something million, and he ain't really contributed nothing. And they still in the playoffs. They're still in because they make bold moves. The Knicks, we signed Kemba Walker on a discount and missed the playoffs. Come on. Come on. If you're afraid, listen, if you're afraid of this new world out here, get on my shoulders. I'll carry you there. As a Knicks fan, if you're afraid to make these bold moves, get on my back, man. I'll carry you. I ain't afraid. I ain't scared of that. I'm not afraid of it's a man. Listen, it's a whole new world out there, y'all. It's man, listen. It's a bold world out there. If you shackle yourself to what is the norm, you will continue to get the results of what is normal to you. Right? 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 If you continue to shackle yourself to what you're used to, you'll continue to get the results that you're used to. Lottery, poor player development, mismanagement in the front office. All that stuff that you're used to, if you don't take chances and play it safe, do the same things that you're used to, you're going to continue to get the results that you're used to. Front office mismanagement, lottery bust, draft pick bust, no playoffs, ESPN bashing you. If you want to continue to get bashed by ESPN, if you want to continue to miss the playoffs, if you want to continue to have front office mismanagement, keep on thinking the way that you're thinking. Right? Right? Oh, here's one from one of our favorites. No, the Heat had a roster and added a guy with no real risk. Right. But the risk there was money. The risk was not team chemistry. The risk was money. Because if they didn't spend that money on him, they could have actually spent it on somebody that could contribute. That is my point. They took a risk, a high upside risk that this guy would get back to his normal self and be a big time contributor. And so Freaky says, we got rid of Frank and Knox. What lottery bust do we have? I don't know if y'all ready to have that conversation yet. What guy on our roster did we draft in the lottery that is a very inefficient offensive player? What guy did we draft in the lottery that we had high hopes for couldn't get off the bench because the guy in front of him had him stapled to the bench? I don't know if we're ready to have that conversation yet. Let's just move. Let's just talk about Brogdon, Beal, and Barrett. Let's talk about the killer bees. Let's talk about the killer bees. We don't want to talk about lottery busts, guys that we drafted in the lottery that are not Anthony Edwards. Let's not talk about guys that we drafted in the lottery that are not Tyrese Halliburton's. Let's not talk about the guys that we drafted in the lottery that are not LaMelo Balls. Right? Let's say, because LaMelo Ball was what, the number 3 pick? Do we have a number 3 pick that has the same impact of a LaMelo Ball? I'm just asking, do you want to have that conversation? Get the killer bees in here now. We don't want to have this conversation of waiting 1,000 years for somebody to develop. Get the killer bees in here now. Get them in here. Let's stop waiting on a savior. Be thinking, Knicks fans thinking, Clyde Frazier gonna walk from behind the table and save us. Clyde Frazier ain't coming back. Clyde Frazier 80. Let's go. Let's go. I'm trying to save fans from themselves. We keep having these ridiculous conversations. Like, all we got to do is keep adding ordinary pieces to an ordinary core. And one day that ordinary team is going to win a championship. We keep having these same conversations over and over and over again, Hey, all we got to do is add another solid piece. All we got to do is add another Quentin Grimes to this core. And then one day, Quentin Grimes is going to be better than Giannis. All we got to do is let Miles McBride get minutes. And one day, Miles McBride is going to be better than Ja Morant. All we got to do is keep developing Jericho Sims, and one day Jericho Sims is going to be better than Nikola Jokic. Paris Duggar. Hey, this is my man. Right? Hey, Paris Duggar, thank you for the generous contribution. Paris Duggar says, motion denied. There's no secondary stars worth trading for. Bill, Dame, or whoever. The East is stacked. We one more year of young core only. We got big talents now and coming from the draft in 2022, 2023. All right, my question is, who is the big talent? Name it. Name the big talent. Name it. Name the big talent in that young core. Name the crown gem in that young core. Name the Kobe Bryant. Name the Allen Iverson. Right? Name the Ja Morant. Name the Anthony Edwards. Name the Karl Anthony Towns. Right? Name that guy in our young core right now. And if you name one or two of them, I will not show these things again. Right? Name the young talent in this young core that's transcendent. Is it Quickly? Is it Grimes? Is it McBride? Is it Reddish? Is it RJ? Is it Mitch? Is it Sims? Is it Farron Hunt? Is it Rokas Jokovitis? Name it. Name the cat that you can point to right now and say, after 2 seasons, this guy is Allen Iverson. This guy is Kobe Bryant. This guy is Michael Jordan. This guy is Giannis. This guy is Kevin Durant. This guy is Kyrie Irving. This guy is James Harden. This guy is Damian Lillard. Name him. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for somebody to say Quentin Grimes is comparable to Bradley Beal so I can laugh, because I ain't had a good laugh yet. And I'm not disparaging the young core. I like these guys, but I understand who they are. I understand who they are. They're not high upside. Quentin Grimes is not going to be Allen Iverson. Quentin Grimes ain't even going to be Ray Allen. Come on. Quentin Grimes is at best a very good NBA starter, at worst a 6-man off the bench. So his thing, he doesn't have high upside, but he's not a bust either. Quentin Grimes is a quality NBA player, right? A piece, but not the piece. Not the piece. So Quentin Grimes is Ray Allen. Okay. All right. Listen, I don't agree, right? I don't agree. So let me look at Ray Allen's rookie numbers. Not too far off. Ray Allen averaged about 13 and a half points a game as a rookie. Not far off. And so Mr. Vince says Malcolm Brogdon is not a Hall of Fame player. I get it. I get it. Who won? Which rookie? Okay, so which rookie, which young core piece won Rookie of the Year? Because Malcolm Brogdon won Rookie of the Year. Made the All Rookie team. Which young piece we had won Rookie of the Year? Somebody please say Derrick Rose, because Derrick Rose is 50. So Knicks for life. Yo, it's sometimes, listen, man. Sometimes the jokes write themselves, right? And Knicks for life is with me. He's like, hell no. Grimes isn't no damn Ray Allen. Are you mad? The dude was the truth. I get it. I get it. I get it. But that's the mindset of a lot of Knicks fans. A lot of Knicks fans say the young core, the Knicks young core is comparable to Kobe Bryant, to Ray Allen, to Allen Iverson, to Steve Nash. What Steve Nash do we have on this team? Right? What Steve Nash type player do we have on this team? Just asking. Right? What P-Drag Stojakovic, Peja Stojakovic do we have on this team? I would take Stojakovic. What Stojakovic do we have on this team? So what I'm saying is what I'm saying is this: do the deal, man. Do it. Do the deal. What are you holding back on, Quentin Grimes? You want to keep Quentin Grimes? You like, yo, I need Quentin Grimes so bad. I'll turn down Malcolm Brogdon and Miles Turner. I love Quentin Grimes so much that I won't do a Malcolm Brogdon Miles Turner deal. I love Grimes and Quickly so much that I don't want a bona fide stretch five that leads the league in shot blocking and a very rock solid point guard. Earl Yates says Grimes could be CJ McCollum. Yeah, I think we bugging out. I think we are bugging out right now. I think we're bugging out. I think we're tripping. And I saw your joint, man. Where is it? There it is. Replace Grimes or Quick with Mitch. You can't because Mitch is unrestricted. Mitch is unrestricted. You can't put him in that deal. You can't do nothing with Mitch, right? You can't do nothing with Mitch right now because a lot of Knicks fans was like, yo, let's wait and see on Mitch. Now that Mitch is gone, now you miss him. Yo, I don't want to pay Mitch. I want to wait and see. Mitch always hurt. Mitch don't have no offensive game. Now that Mitch is gone, now y'all miss him. Now y'all miss him. You can't sign. You can't do sign and trade, bro, because Mitch is unrestricted. He's not restricted. Mitch is gone. He's gone. He's unrestricted. He's free. Paris Duggar, thank you for the generous contribution. Paris Duggar says the young core together never got outplayed ever. I disagree. I watched the Portland game. When Portland came back, they reeled us in. Them young fellas was out there. Anthony Simons is different. Anthony Simons is better than any young guard that we have. Anthony Simons right now is better than Grimes, Quickly, and McBride, and Rokas, maybe put together. Yo, hey, Afro, listen, I'm with you. I hope Mitch resigns. Right? I hope Mitch resigns. But right now, the Knicks overplayed their hand. And when they had Mitch, after year 2, when they were feeding him pennies, they could have signed him to a 4-year, $24 million deal where he made $6 million a year, right? And that means he would still be under contract right now, but they didn't. He too raw. Mitch too raw. He don't have no offensive game. Now Mitch out the door. Now anybody can sign him. When Brooklyn, and think about this, when Brook Lopez retire after this season, the Milwaukee Bucks can sign him. You think the Bucks ain't gonna want a young, bouncy big? Shit, y'all bugging. Yeah, man, y'all bugging, man. Y'all think, yeah, who left in the man, y'all, man, listen. Y'all bugging out if y'all think somebody ain't going to give Mitch the bag. There's a lot of teams out there. The only stumbling block is first year compensation for Mitchell Robinson. He got to make a certain percentage over what he made this year. So teams in the offseason got to make moves in order to sign Mitch. But trust me, there are a lot of people out there that's going to want Mitchell Robinson, and not lottery teams either. And listen, I ain't gonna lie to you. Don't sleep on teams like the Spurs that are starving for young front court help. Can you imagine Mitchell Robinson learning from what's the Spurs coach say? Popovich? They ain't got to pay Mitch. They ain't got to pay Mitch $20 million a year. They offer Mitch something like 14. You know, so they 14 for 4. They're like, hey, we'll give you 4 for 56. And then we're gonna be mad. And then if Mitch leave and go somewhere like the Clippers, the Spurs, somewhere, and start winning, and we sitting here with a backcourt of Grimes and McBride, or Quickly and Grimes, and y'all like, well, we 7 years away. All we need to wait is 7 more years. Right. Y'all wait 7 more years. I'm protesting. I'm protesting, bro. I'm not waiting 7 years. Right? If the Knicks don't do something this offseason significant, I'm taking all my Knicks stuff, putting it in a pile in the yard, and doing a YouTube video of me burning it. So that Leon, and I'm going to tag Leon Rose. I'm protesting. You better do something. You better do something. You sitting on your ass. You better do something. I don't want to hear this. We have 13 young players, 24 and under, and no. Don't buy me with the future. Don't be trying to sell me on the future, right? I understand how this works. I know commodities. I know stocks. I know this. Be trying to sell me on penny stocks. All you got to do is wait 10,000 years and you'll make $10,000. Yeah, right. I know commodities, bro. You ain't gonna you can't fool me, right? Right? You got to have a prized possession in order to win in this game. And so Paris Tucker says, hey, you're wrong. Mitch can only get 4 years. A sign and trade gets him 5 years. That's why there's always a sign. No. I didn't say 5 years. I said 4 years with the Spurs. I said 4 years, 56. I said 14 mil a year. That's what I said. How am I wrong about that? That's not wrong. I said 4 times 14 is 56. A signing trade gets him 5 years. Yeah. He's unrestricted. He don't have to do that. He don't have to do anything with the Knicks. He's unrestricted. That's why they call it that. He's free. Y'all want Mitch so bad. Why didn't we sign him when he was here? Y'all want Mitch so bad. Oh man, we can do a sign and trade for Mitch and blah blah blah. And so y'all forgetting about stuff like first year compensation. You forgetting about what the other team is going to return to us. Who wants Mitch? Do what they have? Is it worth us taking back? It's too much stuff. Mitch is free. Let him go. Mitch is gone. Let him go. You had him all these years. Let him go. You didn't try to keep him. Now it's over. Let it go. Let it go. Is that our only hope? Is hoping, praying that Mitchell Robinson will acquiesce to the team needs when you paid him? Listen, man. Listen, man. This organization paid a dude named Luka Šamanić, who played in the G League, more money than they paid Mitchell Robinson. The starter. You paid a G League guy more money than you paid your starting center, and you think he gonna come back to you and be like, yeah, it's all love. Man, get out of here. Y'all crazy. They paid Luka Šamanić, a G Leaguer, more money than they paid Mitch. They paid Norvel Pelle, prorated, more money per month than they paid the starter, Mitchell Robinson. They paid Norvel Pelle, prorated per month, more money than they paid the starting center, Mitchell Robinson. And y'all think Mitch is coming back? Sorry. Hey, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Hey, Paris, I appreciate your kindness, bro. In 2024, in 2024, man, I appreciate that. Hey, Hey, Paradugger says, don't worry, Uncle Freezy. We'll let you back in 2024. Hey, man. I appreciate your kindness, bro. Yo, hey. And so Akuma says, hey, yeah, y'all definitely off the pipe thinking that Mitch was gone when the season started. Bim. Come on, man. You could have been paid Mitch. You could have been paid Mitch. You could have been. Leon Rose could have paid Mitch as soon as he got here. He could have been like, yo, hey, listen, we're going to opt out the team option after this year. We're not going to pick you up for 1.8. But listen, what we want to do is sign you to a long-term deal. 4 or 5 years, 3 years, 4 years, fine. But what they did is after the 2 guaranteed years, they picked up the team option for you 1 year, right? They did 2 and then plus 1 and didn't negotiate and then plus 1 again and negotiated in bad faith. And now, after the end of 4 years, we thinking that we could just re-sign Mitch. Nah, you wouldn't do your homeboys like that. You wouldn't drag your homeboys along and along. Every time your homeboy get in the car, you like, yo, I need some money for gas. Every time your homeboy get in the car, yo, I need some gas money. Every time, yo, we need some gas money, bro. You can't ride for free. You need some gas money. You don't do your homeboy. You don't do your people like that, man. You negotiate in good faith. And the Knicks did it. And now Mitch is gone. Sorry. It's just how these things work. It's how these things work. You don't do your home people that you value, you don't do them like that. People that you value, you don't do them like that. Right? People that you value, you don't talk about them behind their back, like secret text messages and phone calls. Yeah, Mitch ain't really that good. Yo, we just gonna let him walk, but we gonna act like we keep him. Now, you don't do that. That's grimy. That's low down. That's dirty. Right? You don't do people like that. Especially when people be good to you. Like Mitch legit go out there. The offensive rebounding thing should have proved it to you. You ain't running him no plays. So he like, listen, y'all don't run no plays for me. I'll get on the boards and get my points. But we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. But here's the thing. The Killer Bees. I didn't really want to get on Mitch, man. I like Mitch as a player. I want to keep Mitch. I hope he develops. He's still young. Dude, like 24. This is what I want to talk to y'all about. Bradley Beal and Ish Smith. Your 3-guard rotation is Malcolm Brogdon, Bradley Beal, and Ish Smith. Right? Your 3-forward rotation is RJ Barrett, Kyle Kuzma, Obi Toppin. Your centers at the moment are Miles Turner and Taj Gibson. And I know y'all hate Taj. You're like, oh, I hate Taj. You know what I'm saying? But you can go get a guy. You can go get a guy to come off the bench in front of Taj. You know what I'm saying? It ain't a, you know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing. You could go get a guy to play in front of Taj. But that team there is a playoff team. That team is a playoff team. Right? And then in 2024, your cycle of draft picks start all over again. Right? You got your 2024 first round pick. You got a ton of seconds. You actually have a ton of second round picks in 2023. Right? That's how you fill out your roster. You go vet heavy, and then you bring in another group of young core guys in the 2023 draft. So you can find your McBride, your Quickly, and your Grimes in the 2023 draft in the late first, early second round. You can. So KBL says that team is not a play-in team. That team is not a play-in team. Okay. Let me do something here. Well, I was gonna draw up something for us to look at. I ain't gonna do that. I'm just gonna talk to y'all. So you're saying a backcourt of Brogdon and Beal is not a formidable backcourt. RJ Barrett and Obi Toppin won't take the next step. Miles Turner is not a legit stretch five. I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know. Jay Singh, what's good? Long Island Sound says, if Washington does that deal, the owner and GM and president needs to be fired all in the same day. Nick fan trade, birthday, Christmas, wish teams are as stupid as the Knicks franchise. Nah, bro. Look at this. Look at this. They get 2 first-round picks in a very deep 2023 draft. Right? That should have been enough to do the deal by itself. In the deepest draft ever, you give the Wizards 2 picks. So now they have 3 picks in the 2023 draft in the first round. I'm just saying, but before we jump out a window, before you pin your hopes on Jericho Sims, think about what it is that you're saying. Before you discount the 2023 draft, before you discount this draft, think about what it is that you're saying. College players and high schoolers can come out at the same time for the first time in a bajillion years. But before we jump out the window, think about what it is that you're saying. So that's all I'm saying. And then we taking on Kyle Kuzma wet contract and Ish Smith. Hey, Miss Geraldine, how you doing? So Paris Duggar says, so one clumsy on the floor again, Mitch. Yeah, Mitch. Yeah. Mitchell Robinson do stay on the floor a lot. So what I'm saying to you is, yo, Jay Boogie, what's good, bro?
What's good, my man? How you doing? Shout out to the chat. Blessings to this day. A beautiful Monday. Hope everybody enjoying what's in front of you. As soon as your eyelids got unattached, that was a thing that we call life. Life is in front of us all. Just wanted to come up here and rock with you for a few minutes in case it might be loud in this truck, but just wanted to come up here and rock with you because I see everybody texting and typing. Ain't nobody came up here to debate with you. I don't have no debate with you.
All right.
I got one small scenario about the Bradley Beal thing. I'm pissed about that because last year I was everywhere saying go get Bradley Beal. Disgruntled.
Right.
Before the Wizards went on a run and he got comfortable. I was everywhere and nobody wanted to give up them picks. So all that Grimes we want to trade now and all that, that's what they would have got last year. All them picks last year that we traded back on. That's my only thing about Bill. But besides that, build your team, man. Build your team. Because something got to give this year. I can't have another one of these years. I can't have another one of them 2 years ago when we only won 1 game in the playoffs.
Right.
And I definitely can't be in the playout this year.
Right.
Too old. I can't deal with that.
Right.
So everybody should be trying to build their team, build their scenario, you know.
Right.
See
Hey,
what you can do in the office.
and so those picks, and let me just name. I'm gonna just name the players that were selected with those picks that we would have gave up in a Bradley Beal deal. Right. Quentin Grimes, the pick that eventually turned into Cam Reddish, and Jeremiah Robinson Earl, the pick that we traded to Oklahoma City for 2 picks that wound up being Miles McBride and Rokas Jokovitis. So, chat, y'all are telling me that y'all would not give up Quentin Grimes, Cam Reddish, Miles McBride, and Rokas Jokovitis for Bradley Beal.
Good.
Yet, before we made the picks, oh no, these picks are so valuable. But the players selected with the picks are Quentin Grimes, the pick that wound up being Cam Reddish, the pick that was Jeremiah Robinson Earl traded to Oklahoma City for the rights to draft Rokas Jokovitis and Miles McBride. Right? Yet we are saying, Chuck, what's good, bro?
Salute.
So Chuck, last year, what the scenario was the 2 first-round picks, right? And a second cap filler for Bradley Beal, right? And those 3 picks wound up being Quentin Grimes, the pick that
What's happening, Chuck? How you doing, brother?
Salute, Jay Boogie.
yeah, the pick that wound up being Cam Reddish, the second round pick that we wound up turning into 2 picks that wound up being Miles McBride and Rokas Jokovitis. So we turned down Rokas Jokovitis, Miles McBride, Cam Reddish, and Quentin Grimes for Bradley Beal. Now, I understand Knicks fans think that make all the sense in the world. In my mind, I'm thinking we cannot do something. We cannot make a dumbass mistake like that ever again. Ever. We could have had Bradley Beal, and they could have had Grimes, Reddish, Jokovitis, and McBride, and we wouldn't even care. But we hold on to these first-round picks as if they are diamonds, bro. As if they're platinum.
The first round picks would mean more if they were in the top 5, because that's where you get your generational players, your generational talent. We're never in that running. We only been in the top 5 the year of RJ. We've been in the top 10 a couple times. And those picks didn't pan out with guys that are, elite starters or at least comparable starters. You know what I mean? So if we would have made that trade before those picks and got Bradley Beal, I'd have been fine. Like I like Quentin Grimes.
Right. I like Grimes.
But Bradley Beal would have added a different dimension. He would have been the unquestioned starting shooting guard and the guy that you can give the ball to in the clutch to get a bucket.
Yep.
Now, my only deal with the team that you propose, all those guys are injury prone, man. And it looks really good on paper, but how long are we going to actually see that lineup on the floor for how many games before 2 of them or all 3 of them are out for an extended period of time? So I can understand where people are coming from with the bench. Well, if you get those guys, then you got to have some dudes on the bench because it's a guarantee based on history that these guys aren't going to make it a full season. So you got to have some guys that's going to be able to step in and not have that much of a drop off so that you can keep winning. Yeah, that's it. I don't have anything else to add.
Yeah.
I just know last year we'd have got Bradley Beal on this team. We wouldn't have had Grimes. We wouldn't have had Sims. I think we had 2 picks last year in the first round, right? We could have gave up 1 pick last year and gave up this whack draft pick that we got now. That's at 11. And another first round draft pick and whatever else. And we also wouldn't have had Kimball Walk on this team. We probably would have went Derrick Rose and Bradley Beal in the backcourt to start. Maybe Julius wouldn't have acted all the way up like he acted up last year. Maybe we would have been, a fifth round and like Atlanta Hawks was last year and knocked off the fourth seed. A lot of scenarios could happen. I just know one thing. We can't do none of what we did in the last 2 years ago this coming season.
Right.
I beg you. But I feel like my truck is making a lot of too much noise. I'm going to get back in the chat, but I just wanted to, come up there and open the doors and let people, y'all come on up there and get your debates and your conversations on, man. Where y'all at, man? It's Monday. I know y'all got something to say.
If you ain't scared.
The Joker ripped off Embiid last night.
Yeah, man.
What about old boy over there in Golden State? He going to Sacramento. Will he go over there and give up one of them guards over there? What's going on? There's a lot of things to talk about this Monday morning.
Yeah, man.
Yo, I'm all ears. I'm tuned in, man. I'm gonna get back in this truck. Got about 30 more miles to go, man. It's loud, man.
Hey, Jay Booger, let me ask you just this one question. This one
Yes,
question
sir.
before you dip. When Julius Randle kicked out that ball, when we were down by 4, we were down by 4 in Atlanta, right? And Julius Randle kicked out that ball to Reggie Bullock for 3, and Reggie Bullock pump faked and lost the ball out of bounds. What do you think happens if Julius Randle kicks out that ball to a player named Bradley Beal?
Oh, Teddy Pendergrass. He's gonna let it go.
Yeah.
One or two things can happen. It's gonna be a bucket or it's gonna rattle out. But it's not gonna be a turnover.
No.
And I take a shot over turnover anytime.
Right.
Anytime.
Right. And that turnover wound up being a live ball turnover. Atlanta Hawks comes down on the break, and Trae Young kicks it out to a dude named Hunter in the corner for 3. And instead of us getting up a shot with being down by 4, Hunter makes that shot, and now we're down by 7. That's all I'm saying. So you can keep Grimes and McBride and all these guys, but I'm telling you, Bradley Beal is a proven commodity. I'm telling you, Malcolm Brogdon is proven. Right?
Right. Well, let me ask you this. With that team, with the team that you propose, right? What is the ceiling for that team?
I don't know. I don't know what the ceiling is, but I know what the floor is.
Okay,
The floor is second round every year. So you guaranteed to make the second round of the playoffs every season as a Knicks fan. Would you not take that for the next 4 years? That the floor that you basically guaranteed to be a second round team every year. Would you not take that? I think I would.
I'm gonna jump off, fellas. Y'all be blessed.
All right, Jay Boogie, you be safe, man.
Doing y'all thing, man.
Appreciate you, bro. Hey, Jay Boogie, appreciate your contribution. Oh, Jay Boogie, I appreciate your contribution to the show, bro.
Yeah,
appreciate you.
Well, let me ask you. Well, here's what I think. I think I'm along the lines with most people in the chat. If 2023 is supposed to be the deepest draft ever, that might be our opportunity to get our franchise guy, or maybe 2. I think we could.
Or maybe 4, because we got like 9 picks in that draft.
and we should be trying to because I don't think that team for the next 4 years, you're giving up all those picks, right? And then the next 4 years we're just a second round team, and we're going to have to do what we're doing now, retool to get some young guys to come in and take over for the older guys that have been here for 4 years. Because Bradley Beal is Bradley Beal 30 yet? Or he might be over 30.
No, I think he's 28. I think Bradley Beal's 28.
Okay.
Let me see. Let me check to be sure, because I don't think he's 30. It didn't sound quite.
Because I think if you pack the cupboard with better talent,
He'll be 29. He'll be
29.
29 in June. June 28th, he'll be 29.
Okay, so he's still on, still in his 20s. He's not
Right.
on the other side of 30. I would take a shot at him. I think him and RJ could work. Because it seems to me that they're determined to keep RJ at the 3.
Yep.
That seems like what it is. So with that being said, yeah, I would go after a Bradley Beal. But you have to understand now, those first round picks that we have aren't going to mean as much getting to the second round of the playoffs. So now you're playing the free agency and trade game to build your roster.
Okay.
With some of those trades, you gave up a good bit to get a few pieces back. So I don't think in the future you will have enough in the cupboard to make a deal to take a team like that over the top. Because it essentially it's essentially the Indiana Pacers, except you swap out Victor Oladipo for a Bradley Beal. Which one of these guys you think is a better player? Bradley Beal or Victor Oladipo?
Okay.
So if you think Bradley Beal is an upgrade, then yes, this team will be a competitive team that will get bounced unless everybody has a resurgence in their career almost, and like everybody just a game every game, which is not possible. We saw Julius put up a plus effort last year, and now the season before this one, and
Right.
he could not duplicate it. Granted, the roster construction wasn't the same.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm with rocking with the young guys, losing, getting a top pick, and hopefully we can get a generational talent that we can really build around. The guys that we have, I'm sorry to the chat. I don't think the guys that y'all don't want to get rid of are franchise changing generational players. These are guys
No,
that
they're
you can
not.
pick up on minimum contracts.
Any draft, any draft you can pick up a Quentin Grimes, bro.
Right.
Yeah, that's why I called him a ham sandwich. Now I know people find that disrespectful. The only reason why I call him a ham sandwich is because we trying to turn Quentin Grimes into Klay Thompson, and I find that to be disrespectful to Klay Thompson. Right.
Right.
That's why I say Grimes is a ham sandwich. To keep people balanced. Who are we fooling when we say Quentin Grimes is Klay Thompson? Ourselves. That's who we fooling. That's who we fooling. We're not fooling Golden State because they're not going to take Quentin Grimes for Klay Thompson straight up. We're not fooling them. We fooling ourselves. We fooling Grimes. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Jermaine Royce is in the building. What's good? What's good? Chuck,
yes.
you mind if I just speak to something to the point that you made though?
Sure.
About the young core?
Yes.
Here is the thing with the young core, bro. Here's the thing with that rebut. If I want to trade for a megastar, I could package Bradley Beal, Malcolm Brogdon, Miles Turner, and RJ Barrett. Right?
Right.
If I want to trade for a megastar, I can't trade Quentin Grimes, Emmanuel Quickly, and Miles McBride. What I'm saying is consolidate your talent. Consolidate your talent. Right? Because at the end of the day, I could put together, in theory, I could put together a package for Jason Tatum. I could put Bradley Beal, Miles Turner, and RJ Barrett together for Jason Tatum. Right? But I can't put together Quentin Grimes, Miles McBride, and RJ Barrett for Jason Tatum. Right. Consolidate your talent, man. Consolidate your talent. Upgrade your talent. And here's the thing. We do it in our everyday life. Like for instance, YouTubers start out with the basic package. Like they get headphones, their audio be terrible, their video be terrible. Time goes on, they upgrade, slowly get better, upgrading equipment, right? But what we're saying is don't upgrade equipment, just get more ordinary equipment. Just get more ordinary equipment. Nah, that's not how this thing get worked. That's not how you get better.
Right, but we don't even have the ordinary equipment. You know why we don't have the ordinary equipment? Because people are so over head over heels over guys that are just all right. Like you've been, hurting so long for somebody that you see something that's decent, and we clamor over that. Like, and I wish people stop with this Melo trade. We got a superstar at 26 years old. That trade didn't hurt us. It was the moves after that trade, those stupid moves that they made after that trade,
right,
that hurt the franchise. Not trading for him. That was a.
What did you give up in the Melo trade? What legendary player did you give up in the Melo trade?
Wilson Chandler. Gallo.
Raymond Felton. Yeah.
Raymond Felton.
What all-star? Think about what all-star. What good talent did you give up in the Melo deal?
And but what happened was the team was winning, and it looked good. It looked great in D'Antoni's system. That whole thing was bad in the first place. Melo didn't fit Mike D'Antoni's system. The coach wasn't going to acquiesce to the player. The player wasn't acquiescing to the coach. The front office decided to just throw some stuff together.
Right.
When the word on the street was CP3 wanted to come play with Melo in the Garden.
Right.
And they went out and signed Tyson Chandler. What? Why?
CP3 and Melo made the sneaky announcement. Remember they made the sneaky announcement at CP3 wedding? CP3 got married in Connecticut. They made the CC. Yeah, we together, man. We gonna form a dynamic duo. Remember all the espionage talk? Right? Remember all the secret talk, the secret evasion, all the innuendo, you know what I'm saying? All that stuff at the wedding. They doing the toast like together forever. They talking to each other. CP3 wife is over there. And CP3 is looking Melo in the face. We gonna be together forever, bro. Right? And they in the front office go out inside Tyson Chandler.
Like what? And see, that was the problem, and that's the thing that I want fans to see, because ain't none of those people that we traded worth a damn. I don't care how you slice it. I don't care what you talk about. We were looking. Raymond Felton fell off the face of the earth when he left.
Yep.
He let Ty Lawson put him, not even on the bench, put him out
the league.
So listen, guys. No, it did not turn out to be Jamal Murray. That was not the pick, and people need to stop saying that's the pick. It was not Jamal Murray's pick with the Knicks pick. Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Like, they made some bad moves. Now, my thing is, let these guys play. Run this thing back. Let these guys play. If we lose, when it looks like it's not going our way, and we're not going to make just let it go. Get into the lottery. Hopefully, it's a top 5 pick where you can get a guy. Right now, you have your own guy that you can grow. I'm not saying that you can't add to that, but I want to get my own guy, man. I want my own guy. Like most of these teams that are perennial playoff teams and pushing towards a championship, they all have guys that they've grown. All of them. Jason Tatum, Giannis Antetokounmpo,
Right.
Joel Embiid. Like that list goes on and on and on, man, of guys. I'm hoping that in the 2023 draft, we can get a Ja Morant type talent. We can get an Anthony Edwards type talent to pair with RJ Barrett, who's a really good talent. We keep saying Cam, but we don't know what Cam is.
No, you don't know what Cam is, bro.
We don't know what Cam is.
And
for people to keep saying it's disrespectful.
Is that our fault, though?
No. Because I feel that Tibbs is set at RJ playing 3.
Right.
That's why the rotation's already set. How's the rotation set when this team is at best? He can be trade bait. He could be like everyone has their own idea of what this team should be or how it should be ran or the guys that they would like to see on the team. I just want to have a team with some young guys that are actually good. Like, because we don't have that. We don't have a generational talent on this team.
No.
Period.
Right.
I don't care what name you put in the chat. They're not generational talent.
Generational talent. Nope.
Oh, well, if they give this person the ball more, then they'll be just like, nah, son. Nah, son. You know when something is generational the way it jumps off the screen at you.
Right.
You know
right.
it.
Oh, I'll give you an example. We'll use entertainers or rappers for an example. Right? You knew the first time you heard Rakim, he was like, oh, snap. Holy, he didn't say, ha, 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 ha. He didn't say, yeah, you know what I'm saying? He didn't say that.
To the beat, y'all. And you don't stop.
He didn't say that, right? He said, I take 7 MCs, put them in a line, and 7 other brothers that think they can rhyme. And it'll take 7 more brothers before I go for mine. That's 21 MCs, 8 up at the same time. Easy does it, do it easy. That's what I'm doing. When you heard that, you was like, this is the deep line of demarcation.
Yes.
Yeah, this is everything that comes after this has to be this. Right?
Right.
Everything that comes after this moment has to be this or better.
Right.
Period.
Right.
Period. That's yo, come on, man. Come on, man. You know we ain't got young puppies like that. Yo, when you saw Michael Jordan take over from the free throw line in a game and dunk on somebody, you're like, okay, everything after this moment has to be this or better. When you saw Giannis, a 6'9", 200-pound, and when they said 200 pounds, they was being generous.
Yeah,
because Giannis wasn't no 200 pounds.
Change.
Yeah, it was super generous. He might not have even been 6'9", right? When you saw the grainy video that looked like a mall fight scene of Giannis playing basketball against some dudes with guts and dudes with bad haircuts, you was like, I don't know about this guy. But when he got in camp and you saw him, all he needed was nutrition and a gym. The dude was eating like one full meal every 2 days. You know what I'm saying? You like, yo, when you when you get this dude in the gym, he gonna be a monster. And guess what happened? You put him in the gym
He
and
became
he
that.
became a monster. You know what I'm saying? Yo, it's like I heard MC Shan. MC Shan was like hip hop, hip hop. So where'd it go? Hip hop. Saw it in the park. We used to do it out. Hip hop. Something in the dark. We used to do it out in the park. Otherwise known as Me T-Tom. When you heard that, you was like, okay, this guy is a decent rapper. He gonna be something. But then, right? Then a year later, you heard a dude say, Marley gives a slice, I get nice, and my voice is twice as horrifying as Vincent Price goes deep till you fell in the spell of a sleep. And when I'm counting the money, you count sheep. When G-Rap strikes the mic, I recite the type of hype that you like to make the people unite. When you hear that, you're like, okay, all right. All right. Now we know what we're dealing with. Now we went from a Quentin Grimes, right? And MC Shan, we went to a Quentin Grimes to a Kobe Bryant and Coogee Rap, right? And see, that's the thing. We keep saying, let's keep a bunch of these MC Shans. We don't want a juice crew. Let's just keep a bunch of MC Shans. We don't need a juice crew, right? We don't need a Native Tongues. Let's just keep a whole bunch of Apaches. Let's keep a whole bunch of Daz Dillingers. We don't need no Snoops. What we need a Snoop Doggy Dog for when we got Daz? That's what we're saying. We don't need what we're saying is we don't need, we gotta, yo, Destiny's Child is gonna be something. We don't need Beyonce to go solo. What are you talking about? That's what we saying as Knicks fans, man. That's what we saying.
Right. It takes everybody time, G Robinson. But you know the talent's there when the talent's there. For everyone, Kobe Bryant came off of the bench for 2 years. He was
Yeah.
behind Eddie Jones.
Kobe Bryant made the All-Star team coming off the bench. How about that? Year 2 Kobe at 19 made the All-Star team coming off the bench. Bro, what I'm saying to you is this. If you can upgrade talent, upgrade. Y'all do it in your life all the time. Chat, y'all upgrade y'all houses. Y'all upgrade y'all cars. Y'all upgrade y'all jobs. Y'all upgrade y'all clothes. Y'all upgrade all the time. But what you telling me right now about your favorite basketball team is no, don't upgrade. Let's just keep adding more of the same.
Well, I wouldn't add more of the same. I would be trying to get better. I understand I understand what you're saying. Um, you upgrade with Bradley Bill, right? You win. Then when that superstar becomes available, you have a better package to offer a team
Right.
with a Bradley Bill and maybe a Kyle Kuzma and some picks
And
versus
Miles Turner and Malcolm
right,
Brogdon and RJ Barrett. Yeah. Now your
instead of
package looks
putting a
better.
whole like all five of your young prospects and then a whole bunch of picks, and then that might not even get the deal done for a superstar unless they're aging. You know what I mean? Um, my I think we should I think we should, like I said, lose the deep draft, be in that deep draft, and see if we can hit on something, right? See if we can hit on and possibly get us a Jason Tatum or a Ja Morant or someone of that cloth,
Type
because we
player.
got
Type
more
player.
than enough of okay. Well, this guy's going to be a decent NBA player. This guy's going to be
Yeah.
a decent NBA player. I think uh, Deuce McBride in time is going to be a decent NBA player because he has one thing that I feel is borderline elite, and that's his defense, his on-ball defense, right? I think the rest of his game will come along in time. Quentin Grimes, I think he has a borderline elite skill in being able to knock down shots and play solid defender perimeter defense.
Right.
It will get better. It will get better in time, right? We
Right.
already have those. We definitely don't need more of that.
Chuck, he 22, Chuck. He older than RJ.
That's all right.
And then you said 22, that's a baby. Yeah, but what I'm saying is we take the Grimes approach. And listen, like what Paris Douglas says, okay, I'll stop talking about Grimes. I only brought up Grimes because Grimes was the universal name in the chat. Everybody was like, oh no, not Grimes. So I use Grimes as the example. Y'all want me to talk about Obi? You know I could talk about some Obi. Y'all know I could talk about some Obi Toppin. Right? But listen, my thing, y'all listen. Don't be stuck in the mud. Y'all are saying, Chuck, I'll address this to you. So we are two-faced as hell, right? Because what happens is people in the chat are saying play the youngins and let whatever happens. And then yet they saying fire Tibbs because Tibbs can't coach. Tibbs lost us the game. Okay. Wait a minute. You saying play the kids and let them play through mistakes. Right, excuse that. And then yet we're saying Tibbs can't coach. He lost us the game. So Tibbs lets the young kids play through mistakes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we lose the game. And then you blame Tibbs, but you don't blame the kids. This is, to me, the double talk. Like what we should do is establish a standard, right? So if you want to play these kids and you know we're going to lose, I don't want to hear nothing after the game about we lost the game. Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because Chuck, this is the double talk, bro. This is the double talk. We lost a 20-point lead. Wow, we lost a 20-point lead because we was playing kids. Right? Which one do you want? Not you, Chuck. I'm saying in general to the conversation.
It can't be both. I've seen this scenario happen over and over again. This is not my first rodeo with the Knicks. I haven't been a fan as long as Uncle Freezy or Sergeant Nicks or someone like that or Jay Boogie, but I've seen, we're going to rebuild. And I watch us assemble a young team and then the very next year trade everybody and became the oldest team in the league.
Yeah.
Right? That I don't want to see again. I don't want us to get too desperate, right? And reach for something that we don't need to be reaching for. Anyone who's thinking or talking about a championship, because I seen somebody saying, "Oh, the team that you propose is going to get a championship." Like the team that we have now isn't going to get a championship.
Right.
Even if guys took a step or a couple steps in the next couple years of their contract, it's still not enough. It's not enough. We have some good pieces. We need more. We need more pieces, and I think you get that by getting up into the top 5. I don't think I ain't opposed to trading just about anybody to move up. It don't have to just be Randle. I know Randle's the favorite scapegoat of everyone, but I don't know why, because
He is the scapegoat.
when he signed, I promise you, if we go back and watch the tape, I was like, he's all right. He was all right in New Orleans, coming off the bench. Never said he was a star or a superstar. Oh, well, he's the highest paid player, so we got to give him. He got to take the blame with blah 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 blah. It's whatever, man.
Yeah. 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 Again, and again, so just want to mention there's nothing wrong with us having the conversations. We got to have conversations like this one in order for the general conversation to be more robust.
Mm-hmm.
We have to think about all the possibilities. We got to think past our noses, right? We got to see past our nose with a lot of stuff, right? And the reason why I say that, and the reason why I introduce a lot of things to the conversation is because talking about the same thing over and over again, it's just like burying yourself in the sand. Like you pick a spot and you just start digging,
Right.
and you never stop, right? You never go nowhere. All you go is down, right? And so you explore opportunity to talk about other stuff. Like what would a killer bees look like in New York, right? Now, here's the thing. I understand what you're saying about Brogdon being injury prone, about Beal being injury prone, about RJ Barrett playing too many minutes at the small forward, about Ish Smith being an old, fragile point guard like Kemba. Because basically, Ish Smith and Kemba right now are the same type dude. You know what I'm saying? What I would introduce to you, though, is this. Imagine a world where Obi Toppin can play freely, right? Imagine a world where RJ Barrett can play freely, right? No, I got to give such and such, blah, 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 right? Because Bradley Beal, for the record, can create his own shot. He's not going to ISO and jack up 20-footers, right? Bradley Beal can play make, right? Imagine Obi Toppin playing freely as the fourth option on a playoff team. Imagine RJ Barrett starting out as the third option and making his way up the pecking order.
Right.
Right. This is what I'm talking about. There's a whole new world out there. Let's not get caught up on the trivial stuff. What do we have to give up to get? I ain't worried about that. Right. Because when you have them, listen, if you shopping for Ferraris, you have Ferrari money. Right. You don't shop for Ferraris when you got Honda Civic money. Right. You don't need
People
you
do
don't
that
even,
all the
you,
time, though.
Yeah, and you know what? When they leave the lot, guess what they're driving? They do it all the time.
They're driving a Pontiac Fiero with a Testarossa kit.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. So the thing about big game hunting is you don't go big game hunting at the park. You don't go to Lincoln Park to go big game hunting. You don't go to Bayside Park. You don't go to Washington Square. You don't go to Washington Park, you know what I'm saying, to go big game hunting. You go to big hunting reserves.
Yeah.
Or you go to another country. You go to the Congo. You go to Africa to go big game hunting. You don't go to the mall because they got a treat. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Man, hey, listen, I gotta take this y'all, I gotta take this puppy out. The puppy is doing like the butt bump, like he bumping his butt on the floor, like he wanna.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. What you got him? Okay, so I got a few minutes. so I got a few minutes. But yeah, Chuck. The thing is this. What you mentioned. Ideally, I would love for it to happen. Let's not spend everything, the kit and caboodle, and just get 3 crown gems out of next year's draft. If you could guarantee me that, then I would sign up for that as opposed to Bradley Beal and Malcolm Brogdon.
I can guarantee you go get you can leave the team as is. I was going to say go get another guard. Like I'm gonna keep saying Trey Jones from San Antonio, not to be confused with his brother from Memphis, but
Yeah.
you get a guy like that, he's he's solid. Get the guys acclimated with a tip point guard. Get rid of all that extra clutter that's on the team. The Kemba Walkers, even Derrick Rose. If you can, if Chicago wants him back, whatever you can get for Derrick Rose, roll with the young guys, right? Yes, Randall's probably going to be frustrated and upset, but you bring him in the office and you tell him, look, man, we can try to move you, or this is the plan. 2023, we're trying to get in the top 3 of the draft. We're trying to get a a franchise player to play along with you and RJ Barrett. And we might have the opportunity to get 2 guys in the top 20, one in the top 5 and the other in the top 15 or 20. Because I think Dallas is going to be,
Pretty good.
yeah. So with that being said, you have that. You can trade your pick this year, since this draft isn't anything, or it's not going to be as good as the one for next year. You trade out of that and get you a pick for next year. So you can go in with 3 first-round picks and a number of second-round picks. Now you have the flexibility. You have guys coming off the books. You have a couple guys coming off the books. You have some contracts that are starting to look a little better. Like a Fournier's contract looks a little better. A team might be willing to take that. You might be able to move. Let me see. I think Fournier is the only really contract outside of Julius's. Right now,
Who-
you
You
have
said a
young
contract
guys.
outside of Julius. That's what? I'm sorry.
That's kind of high.
Oh, okay.
Like
Okay.
kind of high. Like Julius is not high by any means, especially if you talk about number one guy, and he's not a number one guy, and he's not getting paid like that. But his contract could be moved. Um, Fournier's definitely could be moved because it's a little easier to swallow. Um, Kimba be off the books. Burks will be off the books. How many years did they give Noel?
3, I think.
He'll be an expiring contract, and so you'll be able to move him. Now, guess what? You got those second round picks. Now you can go be looking for some real diamonds in the rough. The team is going to be uh extremely young because it's already young now, with the exception of like 5 or 6 guys.
Right. Right.
Now you're talking about a young core with possibly a franchise, a generational player to go along with RJ Barrett. Um, so now you have your version of a Boston with a uh, Jason Tatum and Brown, right? So now you got RJ and the rookie. Guess what? The rookie don't have to do it all because you got RJ. RJ has experience now. RJ has NBA experience. Um, and within that time, he's going to learn how to be a better leader than what he is now. Not saying that
Right.
he's a bad leader. He's just going to
Right.
get better with time and
Right.
attrition. You get better, right?
Right. Right.
So now you have a young core um, that should be exciting to watch. This is all speculation, guys. If we get somebody good, right? Now you have a franchise player, you have help for that franchise player, right? And you have some young prospects that you can groom and grow for a draft that is supposed to be the deepest ever. You want to get as much as you can out of that draft. Maybe not to keep everybody, but to then flip and then take your roster to another level. Okay? Because think of the teams now. We're talking about, we need to start a point guard. I can name at least 4 teams off top. They got 3 guys that could be starters for us. Young
Right.
guys. OKC, that's one. San Antonio, Sacramento, Cleveland, Who else? Who else got like 3 or 4 point guards? That are just sitting there. They're accumulating talent, and then once it's time to make that big move, they have the real assets, kind of like what you're talking about with Bradley Beal.
Right.
And now we have these assets that when we go big game hunting, I don't have to gut my whole roster to get this guy in here. I just have to take 1 or 2 players to match salary that are going to be uh not necessarily comparable, because anytime you get rid of a franchise or a generational player, you don't really get full compensation. You really don't. But I think that'll put us in a better position.
Right. Okay.
No? Okay. All right.
And
I'm
I
just
don't.
saying we have to evaluate like we haven't certain guys we know what we have, and then there are other guys we don't know because they ain't really get no playing time to find out if they're worth a grain of salt or not. And I just would hate for us to acquire guys, not give them a proper evaluation. We lose them for nothing, and then they go to another team and become halfway decent or something. Makes like, oh my, y'all had him on y'all team and y'all let him walk. Didn't play him.
Yeah. 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 Man.
I believe the roster. Uh-huh.
Yeah, man. Yeah. It's a lot to take in, Chuck. So Paris Douglas says, I'm going to be 61 when you come back, Uncle Freezy. I know. I just want to be welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Yeah, I just want to be. Hey, Chuck. Just on a real side note, on a distraction.
Mm-hmm.
I watched Cooley High the other day.
And you cry.
Oh God, darn it, man.
Coach Cheese, man.
No. And then when my man from Spinner to the Spinners, remember the lead singer from the Spinners, who was a very underrated group, by the way, was singing "It's So Hard to Say Goodbye to Yesterday." The original lead singer of the Spinners was singing "It's So Hard." Oh.
So, on a side note, before you finish, my uncle had to tell me that that Boys the Men covered that song, and it wasn't them who originally sang that song. I was like, wait,
Get
what?
out of
It's not
here.
Boys the Men song?
You didn't know that?
Did not know it. Did not know it. Our next door neighbor, rest in peace, Mr. George, very, very nice older gentleman that would sit there and talk to you for hours about everything. He passed away, so we were sitting in the yard waiting for the processional. You know how everybody comes to the house and we follow out. So we're sitting in the car and playing, It's So Hard to Say Goodbye, right?
Right.
Telling stories about Mr. George or whatever. And my uncle walked past the car. Oh, who that is? It's Boys the You don't know Boys the Men? Like, what's wrong with you? He was like, oh no. them boys sound all right, but they don't sound like the original. What you mean
They
they
don't sound
song?
like the original. Yeah.
But go ahead, Unc. Sorry about that.
And for that reason, I say we can't act like young kids invented the world. Right? That's the reason. That's for one of those reasons right there, like what Chuck just mentioned. Our fascination with this young core is going to lead us down a road of regretting that we did. We have to be smart in how we make these moves, y'all. Right? We got to be smart in how we make these moves. Now, with that said, I got to wrap up right here because I got to take the puppy outside and I got another obligation at another place. I invite all of y'all to come check out Vibes and Stuff live in the morning with me and Chuck.
Yeah, we got them kind of flip-flop this morning because of previous obligations that both of us couldn't get out of. I love rocking with y'all. Tomorrow morning, I will have another topic to get you guys thinking that Uncle Freezy has fallen and bumped his head. Right? And it has something to do with keeping Julius Randle forever. Right? On that note,
Ooh.
on that note,
Ooh.
I'm gonna get out of here. Thank y'all for coming through. I'll holler at y'all. Come check out Vibes and stuff, man, in a few minutes. Right? Come check out Vibes and stuff in a few minutes, man. We'll holler at y'all later. Peace.